Hey guys, it's David Pingree. Thanks for tuning in to another edition of Garage Build. Today we've got a 2005 Yamaha YZ125 that belongs to the Troy Lee Designs marketing director, Dave Casella. And he picked this thing up from a buddy of his. It was pretty beat up, and he'd just been going out with his son riding on it and kind of weekend warrior style. And we decided we'd do him a little favor and hook this thing up. And these are always fun projects to do, just because once you've got the aluminum frame, they really haven't changed since then, you know. So we kind of ran through this thing. We started with a wrench rabbit kit, which just completely rebuilds your motor. Everything from crank, piston, ring, all the bearings, all the seals, everything you need to completely make this a fresh motor. We didn't modify it, we left it stock. He's not looking for a ton of performance, more performance out of it, just some reliability. So we went ahead and threw that in there. And another company that's involved with them, All Balls Racing, they make all the cables and things like that. We freshened up his cables. We threw a Tusk Wheelset on. We know those work well. We got the FMF exhaust system, which looks real nice. It's all chrome, so it's not going to get rusted. And another really cool feature about this, because this had the old body style, the plastic, we put on R-Tech plastic. This is a really cool Italian company that makes this thing look really sharp. It's actually looks like it's updated even further from the updated plastic. So pretty trick. It has a black tank, obviously, so it gives you more options for graphic colors and things like that. So check those guys out. A pretty neat kit. And then the seats, all Moto seat done up to match. Renthal, Works Connection did a lot of little parts and pieces on here. And interestingly enough, we found out when we went to get this suspension done from the guys at Factory Connection, the forks are actually off of an 07 or 08. They weren't sure, but it wasn't an 05, so some random forks got thrown on this thing, but we got them set up and valved, and I think Dave's going to be stoked. We're going to go out and ride this bike a little bit, just to kind of get it dirty. And Dave, I think you're going to like your new wheels. Well, we didn't want to put too much time on this bike. I don't want to beat it up for my buddy, but the cool thing about this project, the wrench rabbit kit itself, for less than 500 bucks, you can take an old bike that you have, or find an old bike and completely rebuild the motor. I mean, that's bottom end, that's top end, everything. It's completely fresh. And you know, obviously for these projects, we go above and beyond. We do the plastic, we do all the little blingy pieces that make it look cool. But it's not necessary, right? If you maybe just new throttle tube or grips, do the motor, you know, the things that really need to be addressed, you can, for under $1,000 I would tell you, you can take an older bike, a 125 like this, and really bring it back to life and have yourself a super fun bike for the weekends, or something to go out and cruise around with your buddies with, whatever. And that's the appeal of these 125s, especially because they are so affordable that way. You can find them on Craigslist, you can find them sitting in garages here and there, and to go ahead and throw something like this in, freshen it all up, spend whatever your budget is, however much you want to spend, but you can keep it pretty reasonable and make it a reliable, really fun bike. So on this guy, it's great feeling that snappy, sharp 125 feel again. This kit really, again, just brought that back, you know, gets your compression back, so it kind of snaps out of the turns and goes. And the Yamaha motor, again, not super exciting in terms of performance, but it's reliable, it's steady, it's super fun to ride, easy to ride, gets up into the power easy, and has a nice pull through the RPM range. So brought that feeling back. The FMF exhaust system kind of just gives you a little more over rev, a little more torque through that middle and top, which is nice. Thanks to the guys at Factory Connection, they just kind of went through and serviced this suspension. Again, that's another pretty affordable thing you can do to your stuff. Just have them change the oil and go through and freshen it up. Makes a big difference in the way it works on the track. We've got the Tusk wheel sets, which we always go to. It's a pretty inexpensive wheel set. If you don't have any issues with your stock ones, you don't need them, but for 500 bucks, you can get a really cool looking set of wheels, mount some Dunlops up to those, and you're good to go. We stayed with all the stock brake lines and things. We'd put the works connection levers on, clutch perch, just to give it a little bit of a cool look and a little bit better feel there. The Renthal bars, always comfortable with those. One thing that was really cool on this project is Fast Company makes these foot pegs, and they're fully customizable. So they've got the Casella into there, got his name, and you can put your number, you can put anything you want in there. That's a pretty trick feature when you order those. So check out Fast Company if you're looking for something pretty cool for your bike, whether it's a retro build like this or something new. And I love the look of the Artec plastic. This stuff is really, really neat. Check those guys out if you're looking for something different. And they make plastic for all bikes. And everything else worked great on this bike. So I want to just thank the companies that were involved. Wrench Rabbit, again, is sort of the key to this build. Getting that motor freshened up. Worked really well. Super fun bike. I'm sure Dave's going to love this thing and have a good time out riding with his kid for a lot of weekends to come. So thanks to everybody that was involved. Thanks for watching.